want to tell you about the story of a man in the U.S. state of Wyoming who is getting used to seeing someone very different in the mirror these days. He had a face transplant. Doctors say Andy Marathon's surgery appears to be working, and Andy says he's getting his confidence back. Our Hala Garani has his incredible story.
10 years ago, Andy Sandness attempted suicide, shooting himself in the face. Rushed to hospital, he miraculously survived but was left with life-changing injuries, without a nose, chin, or most of the flesh below his eyes.
You know what? I was stupid and I made the wrong choice, and now I'm paying for it for the rest of my life.
A decade on, last June, he was given a groundbreaking opportunity to get a new face via transplant. A donor was found, Kalen Ross, who, like Andy, had turned a weapon on himself, aged just 21. His tragic death offering Andy a glimmer of hope. His surgery finally able to go ahead. A team of specialists led by Dr. Samir Mardini had been practicing the face transplant technique for 3 years, rehearsing the full operation more than 30 times.
A face transplantation is a combination of so many other procedures that we do, including eyelid surgery, jaw surgery, facial nerve surgery.
It involved mapping and preserving an intricate web of nerves on both Andy and the donor's face. The high-risk surgery lasted a full 56 hours, with surgeons taking shifts. And the result, after a few weeks of recovery, unable to fully talk yet, Andy writes down his feelings for his medical team.
Far exceeded my expectations. You don't know how happy that makes us feel.
Andy's new facial features completely restored, though not the ones he was born with. His life, half a year later, is now transformed.
And I was absolutely blown away by the results. I just feel like a normal person, walking around outside, going to the shopping malls. Nobody asks any questions, nobody stares. Feel like another face in the crowd. And now with this transplant, I just feel more comfortable, more confident in doing these things.
Andy will need to continue speech therapy.
I boiled the peas.
I boiled the peas.
And he'll be on medication forever to stop his body rejecting the transplant. With a new face and a new lease on life. Hala Garani, CNN, London.
Very good for him. Hala spoke with the Mayo Clinic's surgical director about Andy's transplant and why it was so important. Let's listen.
His goal is to be normal. His goal is to be able to walk into a crowd and not be noticed like this is an abnormal person. And that's what we had in mind the whole time preparing for this transplant. You know, 3.5 years ago, we knew we were approved to do this. We knew we had a patient. We spent 50 Saturdays in the cadaver lab just rehearsing and practicing and understanding the nuances, the small details that would make the biggest difference in his function and his appearance. We looked at every aspect of this, thought about it 1,000 times. So when we did the operation and we got the result, it would be something worthwhile. And, you know, Hala, one of the most significant things about this, and we can't ignore this at all, you know, we train and train and train as surgeons, but it's the generosity of the donor and the donor family and the beautiful face that he had and he gave to Andy. That's really what made it so spectacular.
Dr. Mardini also told Hala he believes that Andy will do well in the long term. Switching